Imagine stumbling upon a terrifying discovery that sends chills down the spines of millions across the globe. In today's video, we're diving deep beneath the surface of the ancient Euphrates River to unveil a spine-tingling secret that's been hidden for centuries. This find is so chilling, it's left the world in a state of disbelief and shock. Can you handle the truth? Stay tuned as we unravel the mysteries lurking below the Euphrates and get ready for a heart-stopping journey you won't soon forget. Formation. One of the most prominent rivers in the world is the Euphrates River, which has a total length of over 2,700 kilometers and flows through Turkey, Syria, and Iraq before draining into the Persian Gulf. It is also one of the longest rivers in the world. Along the banks of the river, early human communities and empires emerged, which played a significant part in the formation of human civilization. So where did this tremendous river come from in the first place? The geological history of the region, which stretches back millions of years, is responsible for the formation of the river that bears the same name as the region. The river is formed when two large tributaries, the Murat River and the Karasu River, which both rise in the mountains of eastern Turkey, come together to form the confluence that gives rise to the river. In the city of Kiban, these two rivers come together to form the Euphrates River, which then continues its journey to the south through the heart of the Middle East. The collision of the African and Eurasian tectonic plates is considered to be the beginning of the geological processes that shaped the region. The tremendous amount of pressure and heat that was produced as a result of this impact forced the land to collapse and fold, resulting in the formations of a series of mountain ranges that stretch across the region from east to west. These mountain ranges, like the Taurus Mountains in Turkey, served as the headwaters for the Euphrates River and the rivers that flowed into it. The rivers, over the course of millions of years, dug deep channels through the mountain ranges. This caused the rock to erode, and the sediment was carried downstream. The riverbeds were always shifting as it carved new courses across the environment. Sometimes it created winding channels that resulted in the formation of oxbow lakes, while other times it cut through the rock to build canyons and gorges. The rivers, on their way southward, crossed a number of vast level plains that were excellent for agricultural purposes. These plains were traversed through by the rivers. These fruitful grounds hosted some of the first human settlements, and the river served as a dependable source of water for farming and transportation across the region. Early human settlements in the area began to appear along the banks of the Euphrates River as early as 10,000 BCE, demonstrating the Euphrates' critical function in the progression of human civilization in the region. Over the course of time, these settlements expanded into larger cities and empires, such as the Sumerian, Babylonian, and Assyrian empires, all of which were dependent on the Euphrates River for commerce, transportation, and agriculture. In spite of the significance it had historically held, the Euphrates River has been the scene of innumerable wars and disagreements about who has the right to use its water. In recent years, the flow of the river has decreased due to drought as well as the construction of dams and reservoirs in upstream countries. This has led to concerns regarding water scarcity as well as the impact that this will have on towns farther downstream. The collision of tectonic plates, the formation of mountain ranges, and the erosion and carving of river channels are all events that occurred during the region's geological history, all of which contributed to the formation of the Euphrates River. In conclusion, the geological history of the region is responsible for the river's formation. The river was extremely important to the growth of human civilization in the area, and it continues to be quite important since it is a critical source of water for agriculture, transportation, and trade. The Euphrates River, like many other significant rivers around the world, is confronted with a multitude of problems and conflicts, which highlights the necessity of careful management and conservation of this essential resource. The importance. Since the beginning of human habitation in the Middle East, thousands of years ago, the Euphrates River has been a vital water source for the various human settlements that have been established along its course, which spans more than 1,700 miles from Turkey to Iraq. It provided irrigation for agriculture, transit for trade and commerce, and a source of drinking water for millions of people, all of which played an important part in the development of human civilization. Because of the river's immense cultural, historical, and environmental significance, it is an essential resource for both the local community and the rest of the globe. The Euphrates River provides a significant amount of water for use in agriculture throughout the region. From ancient times, the flow of the river has been used by farmers to irrigate their crops, which enables them to cultivate crops even in regions where there is a lack of rainfall. Since the Neolithic period, human settlements have been on the lush grounds along the river's banks. Cities of early civilization, such as the Sumerians and Babylonians, were built along the river's banks. The water provided by the river is still very important for crop production in the present era, as it helps to sustain the cultivation of wheat, barley, cotton, and other types of crops. The Euphrates River has been an important factor in the region's transportation of both commodities and people throughout history. The river served as an important commercial thoroughfare for ancient civilizations, enabling them to convey a variety of items, including precious metals, spices, and textiles. The river continues to serve as an important transportation center in modern times, with barges and ships transporting commodities such as oil and grain to ports located further downstream in Iraq and Kuwait. In addition to this, the Euphrates River is of critical importance from a historical and cultural perspective. Throughout history, the river has served as a source of creativity for a wide variety of creative individuals, including poets, artists, and authors. As a result, there are many well-known works of art and literature that represent the river's beauty and significance. In addition, the Euphrates River is mentioned in a number of religious scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah. Furthermore, the Euphrates River is connected to significant historical personalities, such as Abraham and Moses. In addition to the cultural and historical value it possesses, the Euphrates River is also an extremely important component of the environment that encompasses this region. The river is home to a wide variety of plant and animal species, some of which migrate along its banks, such as fish, reptiles, and birds. Because they are able to find a home in the wetlands and marshes that line the river's banks, these species are able to thrive there, making the river an important ecological hotspot. Unfortunately, dams and irrigation projects located upstream have caused changes to the normal flow of the river and have decreased the amount of water that is available farther downstream. This has had a negative impact on the ecology that depends on the river. Because it is a component of the Tigris-Euphrates River system, which is one of the most significant freshwater resources on the planet, the significance of the Euphrates River extends beyond the confines of the region in which it is located. Millions of people in Iraq, Syria, and Turkey depend on the river system for their water supply. The river system also supplies water to countries further downstream, such as Kuwait and Iran. As a result of this, ensuring the Euphrates River and the larger river system is properly managed and conserved is essential to the region's ability to develop in a sustainable manner. Since ancient times, one of the longest rivers in the world, the Euphrates, has been the subject of speculation and fascination from people all over the world. It has a significant impact on the evolution of human civilization and is full of historical and cultural significance as well as breathtaking natural scenery. Nonetheless, the river is also buried in stories and mysteries, and there are various riddles surrounding the river that have not been solved, which continue to fascinate researchers, historians, and scientists. The following is a list of some of the mysteries that surround the Euphrates River. Eridu, the city that was lost. It is believed that the ancient city of Eridu, which can be found in what is now the country of Iraq, is the oldest city in the world. It is estimated to have been established about the year 5400 BCE and served as a focus of worship for the Sumerians. The Sumerians held the belief that their gods were responsible for the creation of the world. Unfortunately, in the 6th century CE, the waters of the Euphrates River covered the ruins of the city, leaving behind only a few relics of what was once a magnificent civilization. It is unclear what led to the decline and eventual extinction of the city. Nonetheless, numerous hypotheses have been proposed to explain what happened. There is a school of thought among academics that proposes the river may have shifted its path, which resulted in the city being flooded. Others are of the opinion that the city was deserted due to the occurrence of natural calamities, such as earthquakes or floods. Archaeologists and historians are still very interested in the enigma surrounding the vanished city of Eridu, and new finds are being made all the time in this region. Hanging Gardens of Babylon is the title of this book. It is widely agreed that one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world was Babylon's Hanging Gardens. It is reported that King Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon established the gardens in the city of Babylon in the 6th century BCE as a gift for his bride, who longed for the verdant foliage of her native land but missed it while living in Babylon. It was believed that the gardens were a masterpiece of architectural design, with terraced gardens rising one on top of the other and being irrigated by an intricate network of canals and other watering mechanisms. However, there is no physical evidence of the gardens, and the precise location of the gardens, as well as whether or not they ever existed, have been the subject of discussion among historians and archaeologists. Some academics are of the opinion that the gardens could have been found in the ancient city of Nineveh in Assyria, while others are of the opinion that the gardens were more of a mythological invention than a physical edifice. The fallacy of the flood. The Euphrates River is mentioned in a number of myths and legends, one of which is the account of the Great Flood, which may also be found in the mythologies and stories of other ancient societies, such as the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Greeks. The narrative describes a devastating flood that wiped out most of humanity and rescued only a select few people who managed to construct a boat in time to escape the devastation. It is commonly believed that the famous Babylonian hero Gilgamesh, who was thought to have lived through the flood and gone on to become a legendary king, is the protagonist of this tale. Although there is no solid evidence of a worldwide flood, some academics believe that the myth may be based on a real event, such as a local flood that afflicted the region. This is despite the fact that there is no proof of a global flood. Some people believe that the myth is a metaphor for the repetitive patterns of life, death, and rebirth in the world.